Hello and welcome. It's time for another modern stream. We're gonna be playing some more Symbiotic Amulet, which is how I've been calling this deck. We played the very same list with one tiny change this past Friday. I cut the second Rot Farm and I added instead a Celestial Sanctuary, just for diversity with Field of the Dead. This isn't really, doing anything else for us, really. I guess it gives us another color for explosives, but it's pretty minor. The black source, of course, being to help cast Dismember, but I imagine that the the diversity in names is gonna be more relevant more often. So we're gonna go with that today. Everything else it's the list that I went 9-1 with this past Friday. You can find the VODs on YouTube if you'd like to check those out. So yeah, nothing too new except for this card right here, which has been pretty good so far. It has been pretty good. I'm not sure to call this like deck defining like Once Upon a Time was or stuff like that. Probably we're not at that point just yet. I'm gonna need more testing, but I need to. I have to say that it has been impressive at least. And this Thalia with the with the tier 1 sub. Happy for anniversary, full year, Thalia. Thank you so much for all the support every single month. Coming here, supporting the stream with your tier 1 sub. Really appreciate it. Hell yeah. Was that an Opeth riff? Ooh. Keenan also, 6 months with the Prime sub. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support. Always nice to see the folks coming back for more. Maybe I'm doing something right. Is that an Opeth riff? The guy who wrote the songs did like Opeth a fair amount, so yeah, definitely there's some Opeth influence in that band for sure. Seems like a fine hand. Turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Dryad. If we find another bounce land, we're going to be able to play this out. Otherwise, we're going to have to hold it in hand and hope that our Dryad nor our Amulet gets answered. Honestly, there might be a scenario where... Oh. Is this Taxes? Taxes with Lurrus? I kind of want to play around Navigator. Let's play around Navigator. Second Dryad is not the worst draw. It's not the best draw either, but it's not the worst. I guess this could also be something like Druid. Te sigo hace un tiempo, ya armé el deck en cuando termine la cuarentena a jugarlo. Sí, a pleno, man. A pleno, está bueno, está bueno. Came for the Amulet Titan, stayed for the Evanfall and the memes. That is delightful. Oh, it's this deck. That makes sense. Okay, I guess I should have played the other bounce land, the one that my opponent knows about. It probably doesn't matter. Like, with my opponent keeping a 1-lander, I think that we're just gonna win this game. I don't think they have too much of a shot at this point. Welling Jar. Okay. It's a card, I guess. So we should be good here. Why youth? Because of Tron. Because of Tron, because of the Belcher deck more than anything else. That's cute. That was cute. I don't know what they expected to draw there. Well, that's good. Anyway, Dismember seems fine. Sage and Forces both seem quite powerful. So does Explosives. We don't even care about Collector Roof, right? Magus with the raid. Welcome everybody from Magus's stream. We're playing exactly what Magus was playing right before I started off the stream. Playing some amulet with the Symbiosis. How is the Belgian matchup with this deck? You play Oof on turn 3, 2 or 3, and you expect that it's good enough. That's the plan. At least you get to back for it, so you have like virtual 5 copies of the Oof, so you see it pretty often enough. But I have not gotten paired against it just yet. Packed for Oof turn 2. I mean, you can do it turn 3 pretty reliably between Explore, Senesusa, Straya, etc. So you can do it turn 3 pretty reliably, but those kind of decks are just not good matchups, and they're just kind of not worth investing in them, if that makes sense. When it's something like Gaia's Blessing, which it can turn around the mill matchup by itself, it's probably worth it. But it's not like you don't want to really devote too many cards to like the Storm matchup or the that matchup, the Belcher matchup, because it's gonna be bad regardless. Like it doesn't matter too much, you know. You're gonna be in rough shape anyway. I like the free interaction. Maybe I just don't want the Sage. Sage is fine though. I don't want to cut more ramp creatures. Just cut the Bog. Buena Susa. ¿Qué haces, Cliffcore? Todo bien, todo bien. So we're gonna be playing it a little bit easier in post-board games. If this were a bounce land, I would legit consider keeping this hand. As is, we have to ship it, particularly my opponent keeping 7. This hand is a lot better by so much, it's not even funny. Keep, and I think I'm gonna bottom Stacy. Pog. I think I'm gonna pitch the Dryad to this force now that I drew a second copy of Amulet. The good thing is I can just wait. My opponent seems to be playing like a combo deck of sorts. Okay. So I think I just hope to bounce a land. I just play my second Amulet and I hope to draw any land. And we set up a Titan. Beautiful. That's perfect. We set up a Titan for the next turn. And Damping Sphere even doesn't let my opponent double spell this turn. This is just great. This is just great. Blow up this one. Probably blow up the Ornithopter, which gives my opponent mana. Now the question is whether I play around Path to Exile or not. And I think the answer is I do. Like at this point, we're kind of really far ahead. And the only way that we can realistically lose this game is if my opponent, I just get blown out by my opponent having Path to Exile. The reason as to why we're back in is Sakura Tribe Elder. Yes, so it's a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't like Bracer as a card, period. I just don't like the card, so I will always try to look for excuses to play this over Bracer. Number two is the fact that I respect the blue decks a lot more than I respect the Prowess decks, even though I think the Prowess decks are not particularly great matchups. But I do blue that they are better matchups than the blue decks. And the printing of something Conundrum, like the 2-mana blue enchantment, means that Gracer becomes a lot worse than Stacy is. Stacy allows you to play around that card, while Gracer doesn't. The literal only reason to be playing... Ooh. Okay. That's sad. The literal only reason to be playing Gracer is because of Mill. Because, like, you don't care about Burn, right? Like, Stacy's good against Burn regardless, so it's kind of whatever in that matchup specifically. Sure. It really sucks because, like, my opponent's always going to be able to counter this Summoner's Pact, so that's kind of annoying. Faeries in 2020. You'll love to see it. Rot Farm. They can leak this, they can remand this, but they can't sprite this. They can leak. Okay. Alright, JeffCat13 with a tier 1 sub, coming back for 11 months. Thank you so much, JeffCat, appreciate it. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Still have access to another Summoner's Pack, which is nice. Down to 2 cards. I don't have too much cast left in the tank. Sure. If they have Sprite, this sucks. But if they use a Sprite here, they can't use the Sprite in the Summoner's Pact that I'm planning to transmit for. Or if I draw a Titan, that's even better. They could have Cryptic, though. They could certainly have Cryptic. One, two, three, four, five. Darkshade Mage with the Prime sub. Welcome back for the 4th month. I appreciate your support, Darkshade Mage. They could have Cryptic. Can I play around it? Can I play around Cryptic? They could also have Snap Leak. So I guess I fucked up because I could have played Road Farm this turn. Next turn I would have been able to turn Timber, which my opponent kind of has to concede. Yeah, okay, so now that I chose this line, I think I have to go for it. Okay. I should have slowed down and thought about it a little bit more. But it was a mistake for me to play the turn Timber. All right. Here we go. Spin the wheel. Easy. Easy game, easy life. Oh man. I mean, your lands being able to yield you a Titan is just so sick. It's just so sick. Awesome. Alright, game 2. Another field is nice. We want trackers to play to for Ashiok purposes. We also want Beast Within for Ashiok purposes. My opponent might have the land that I was talking about, the enchantment that I was talking about, sorry, but I probably don't preemptively sideboard for it. I can shave some castles. We still have access to 34 lands, which is pretty good. We can cut Asusas in this matchup, and maybe one Summon Respect. This full lands interaction with bounce lands is sick. Yeah, I agree with that. Dr. Jagged, what's up? Welcome back for the 10th month. 10 months is very many months, so really appreciate the continued support. Thank you. I'm keeping this hand on the strength of Cavern of Souls. Okay. Jig is up. If we draw a Titan, we'll win. Exactly, Adam. You see, you get it. You're a smart man. You are a smart man. You are a smart man. Okay, they took the Dryad. Honestly, it's kind of interesting that they would take that. Tracker seems a lot more threatening. And if they don't have an answer to a potential turn to explore, that is also pretty good. Faeries Seer. Alright, Spell Snare. Don't Spell Snare me, bro. Spell Snare or Spell Pierce, those are the only cards that are going to matter here. My opponent went top. That is a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna play this on human and pass the turn. Ashiok. Snap. Yeah, I was thinking about Snap Thoughtseize there. It's not the end of the world though, because if they Thoughtseize this, then we can go get something else. Pact for Dryad right now is interesting. Because I have Turn Timber for later. And I can even protect the Turn Timber. I'm kind of into it. Yeah, let's go. And with the natural Valakut. So we play this. Pay 3 life, no. And I guess that we play Bog. So they need to both answer the Dryad and bounce one of my lands in order for me to not be able to pay. And next turn I just start firing off Valakut triggers everywhere. Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. Guess we just win. 3 times Symbiosis is optimal. Will I play 4? I'm playing 3 for now, and it's been pretty good, so I could see going up to the 4th copy. I have like 3 for sure. The problem is that every 1 copy of this that you play, you need to be cutting a land. So, like if I were to play the 4th Symbiosis, Like if you're cutting a breeding pool, for example, you're making your castles worse. If you're playing your castle, if you're cutting your castle, then you're making your Titans worse. Like castle is just a busted card. You could maybe cut Ghost Squatter, move it to the sideboard, but at that point you are taking up another sideboard slot. You could cut one of the bounce lands, I guess. I don't know how excited I am about that. How's Zendikar treating you? So far, so good. I am 11-1 with this list. Perfect. The perfect hand. We're gonna be bolting ourselves, but it allows me to play Stacy on 1, which is kind of sick. So my opponent kind of has 1 turn to answer this Stacy. Play this Shock Scout. Could you feed a Stronghold in this list? You could, but like at that point you're not worrying so much about whether you could. You're worrying more so about whether you should, right? It's like the meme from what's the name of the actor from Jurassic Park? That's kind of what you're doing at that point. Jeff Goldblum, thank you. I knew that you were gonna hook me up here. Just don't melee mage me, bro. God damn it. Was there anything else in your estimation worth testing for Titan? The Mammoth is interesting. I'm not sure whether I like it just yet. Oh, sweet. That's the one I wanted to draw. This is actually a very, very interesting thing. I think I want to hold on to this because I could play this to bounce the Symbiosis, but if my opponent has a freebooter, they can take it from my hand, and it puts me behind on lands, and I cannot vial this in at instant speed. I can only just play this for my turn. What I could do though is to use Stacy to bounce the turf. Yeah, because I guess if I draw Valakut, I'd rather just kill the melee mage and cast a Titan anyway. So I'm gonna play this out here, and then I'm gonna pass the turn. Just develop my mana. We can pack for anything if we need to. So our best draw here is Valakut. Too good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We cannot hardcast Turn Timber just yet, which is kind of annoying, honestly. And this is awkward because we can't, if my opponent attacks, we cannot block the meddling mage, so we have to take the 3 damage. Because if they have a Thalia's Lieutenant, we lose the draw. My opponent knows it. It's basically a free attack for them. So best draw is still Valakut here. Best draw is still Valakut. If we find the Valakut, we just win. We kill the melee mage, cast the Titan, easily win from there. But we have to draw it. If we don't draw it, then you see my opponent did have it. We have to draw it. If we don't draw it, then we are Toast. Ugh. Can't even cast Symbiosis. Feels bad, man. Damn it, man. I'm gonna just keep throwing good cards. This is not fair. Just whiff one time, opponent. Just whiff one time. They have one card left in hand. I'm gonna play around Reflector Mage. Do they have lethal? They do, right? We block here, we block here. That's lethal. It sucks. Okay, dismembers, explosives, beast within, field. Some explorers, one Azusa, Bojuka Bog, Cavern Souls. Yeah, when humans draws 2 lands and a vial and everything else is just gasoline, it's pretty tough to beat, regardless of what you're playing. Regardless of what it is that you're playing, it's pretty tough to beat. But it is particularly tough for a deck like ours for obvious reasons, right? Melee Mage is an absolute beating. Sure, not bad. We probably have to play this Sanctuary, so if we draw an Amulet, we're gonna feel stupid, but it's still correct for us to do that. Champion's fine. Freebooter is annoying. It forces our dismember because I'm so stupid. Why did I have 6 and didn't activate this? Good job, friend. Good job. God damn it. My best draw here, just a Titan, right? Doesn't do that much. Just beast within. I can't use this turn to play the second Dryad, I don't think, unless I just main phase kill this. I guess main phase killing is not the worst. I guess it's not the worst. So let's just do that. So main phase would be within this. Now we have 3 mana. Alright, so Titan is great. Bounce Land is also great. They have a Nether Magus? Fuck me. Yeah, I don't think we could have beaten. Yeah, I don't think we would have been able to beat this. Don't think we would have been able to beat this. Yeah. Maguses are they playing? All the lists that I have seen have exactly 2 Magus, but my... Oh, yeah. It's literally the only creature that my opponent can cast right now. There's only one creature that my opponent can cast in their entire deck, and it's this one. Oh, man. Alright, you got me, opponent. You... Classic playing Magus of the Moon in the 5-color deck. Of course. When would it ever not work, right? Oh man, that's just too funny. That is too funny. QB Turtle. This player has been usually plays Jund, but they have been playing Gruul lately. Sure. I'm assuming they're on Gruul, that's why I'm keeping both basics. Would love to draw Bounce Land. Yep, they're playing Gruul. I don't think we can realistically beat I don't think we can realistically beat Eternal Moon. Hey Leviathan, how's it going? Thoughts on Legacy Titan Vial? It did look pretty sick, right? I was pretty excited when I saw that list by Mr. Lee. Alright, they didn't have a Blood Moon there. It's definitely a good sign. Elf, okay. Pillage. They're down to I guess 3 cards with the draw step. Why do we play Explorer? Why do we play Amulet? Oh. So why Symbiosis is good in Amulet? Isn't true that you can't search for it? Yeah, that has nothing to do with why it's good though. But no, you can't search for it. Alright, so if they have another Pillage, we get wrecked. We have to do this here. Yeah, it's just good. Like you just have a card in your deck that oh, does Symbiosis feel after a few leaks? Are they worth the investment? I mean, when you say worth the investment, it's like, are you talking about do you want to play an optimal version of the deck? Are you talking about investment in terms of actual dollars? Or are you talking about the investment of putting them into your deck? We get to kill Ren here, which is not the worst, because it really slows down the Clothis. The question is, can my opponent find a Blood Moon off the top right now? That's kind of the only thing that matters. I want to play the worst possible version of the deck, so I should go out and get a Dreadmoss, right? Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, I totally forgot about this, but I think these are tier 2 emotes, because I just run out of space in my tier 1 emotes. But money and optimization, yeah, both those usually don't go hand in hand, my friend. So like if you want to say bucks, then you're probably going to end up playing a suboptimal list. Those are very often just mutually exclusive. Like it's good. Like it's just very good. It has been very good in the few matches that I've played with it so far. It has been doing really good work. So these two, and these. Cut that one. We'll probably have to cut stasis and actually, because they just show me Ren. Just for one this list. Yeah, it's been pretty good so far. The symbioses have been good. This card is impossible to be played with Karn the Great Creator. Why? Why would you think that? Saraki Kansaki. Do you think there's something that is like a numbo with Karn or something like that? Or is it because Punt has not been playing the card and he's the one that's been doing the best with Karn? Mauro HV, thank you for the follow. Will I entertain the masses and try out Skewed? Seems bad, but it has murmurs. I mean, Nate Reno, I have a donation command for that, so. Which is the card missing? The card missing is a Howard Battlements. Stream Decker somehow really struggles to work with split cards, which is very weird. Did I see Legacy Title? Yeah, Mr. Lee, who's been the person working it, has been tagging me with his updates to the deck. Grant, thank you so much for the raid, man. How's it going? Welcome everybody from Grant's stream. We're playing some Amulet here, of course. Not a great hand, but we have access to a basic forest that we can protect from pillage, and we also have access to a Rexage. It seems like my opponent kept 7, so I don't know what we're waiting for here. Okay, cool. There we go. What about playing it through the Rich list with the Turn Timber? You can do whatever the hell you want, my friend. Literally anything that you want, you can do it. The world is your oyster. You're gonna blood moon me, bro? Don't blood moon me. Best way to learn how to play the deck, try to play a few games and you suck. The best way to learn the deck, sorry, is to throw yourself in there. There kind of is no way around it. You just gotta get in there. Something that you can do is you can watch my Demystifying series. I have a bunch of tips there that you can take into account while learning to play the deck, but like there's no replacement for like actual experience. Like you just have to play with the deck and you have to learn from your mistakes and stuff. Still wanting to see what other players that are better than me are going to include, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, you can just try things out. Don't wait for people to make the changes. Just try making the changes yourself. I guess I have to play the Dryad here. No, I'm gonna play the Dryad. Also because I don't want my opponent to be able to get value from Clothis, to get damage in from Clothis, I mean. We can play around Boil, so if they have Boil, they got us. Garbaroth. It's potentially an issue. We can pact for Sage. Field. We can't do everything though. Yep, just missing the land drops. I've been considered for a second Ayasha, it's 5 CMC. I'm not interested with that card. I don't think there's any argument that you can make about that card that will make me want to play it. It's just worse than everything else that we're doing, so it's not worth considering. You have to choose to start from the last card list I played. Which card would you remove to include Symbiosis? I don't know, some lands of some sort. You have to be mindful that the list... So this hand can beat turn 3 Blood Moon, but it cannot beat turn 2 Blood Moon. Does that mean I have to ship it? I think I'm gonna keep it and just like hope that it works out. So yeah, I guess I would play like some lands and stuff. I would cut some lands and stuff, sorry. Man. I'm totally gonna get mooned here. I think it's a hint they have in my favor. Yeah, I just don't think that there's gonna be any... I don't think there's gonna be any circumstance where I would want to do that unless I want to meme Falidon Aluta. If I want to play a meme list like the one that we played back in the day with what's the name? With Imprisoned in the Moon. Like if you want to play a meme list for fun, that's cool. Like you can do that, and that creature is gonna help there. But if you want to play like a real deck, like a real version of Amulet, then I don't think there's gonna be ever any circumstance where you will want to play that card. I would never do that in a competitive list, is what I'm trying to say. So we have draws here. Basic Forest does it. Basic Forest does it. Force does it. That's a problem. None of these cards that we're drawing do it though. The good thing is that we're getting to the point where we can Dryad plus blow this up plus do more stuff in the same turn, and we can actually kill these cards. Yep, this doesn't do it. Oh, we're just actually dead. Never mind. All right, feels bad. We just I kept a card that had like a good turn. Like we only lost to exactly Blood Moon turn 2 and never finding one of our 7 possible answers. Because like we have answers to Blood Moon here, both in Beast Within and Summoner's Pact for Rex Age, right? But we just never found a Basic Forest, and we never found either one of our Forces of Vigor. So seek yourself. I've done that, my friend. Been there, done that. So you wouldn't cut any steerings or explore. I mean, there, Saki, you have, if you want to cut one of those cards, you just have to. Like at that point, you're making your current package worse. So you're going like, you're splitting yourself both ways and making your current list worse, and you're making your title list worse. You could do some stuff like that, but I probably wouldn't. Maybe you can cut one of these steerings. Maybe you can cut one of the steerings. This is a fine hand. Get to Stacy on 1. Humans again? Why is everybody playing humans now? Does humans beat Mill or something like that? There has to be something like that going on. How has Symbiosis been for me? Very good. Many results from humans in the challenges. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Beats Blue Soup. Does it beat blue soup? I'm not 100% sure that it beats blue soup, honestly. I'm probably gonna try it here. That was kind of a sketchy stop there. Okay, so we get to play Dryad now. So we play this, we bolt ourselves, we activate here, play this, we Dryad. Gonna bounce this. If we draw Valakut, we get to trigger next turn anyway. Kite Silver spelling Major Stallion Teague, post side, eats them alive. Did we beat Ponsan? No, my opponent had turn 2 Moon, games 2 and 3. Monty's Rider. The good thing is at least they don't have good attacks here. I mean, they have the attack with Mantis Rider, obviously, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I'm just going to yellow next turn. Just gonna go for the turn timber. We have enough mana to cast it, and I'm doing this to protect it from freebooter, obviously. Was there ever a time when we were only playing one Valakut? Yes, there was. We were. Multiple times, actually. Yeah, Symbiosis, if you get lucky, allows you to get around Meddling Mage a little bit. Okay, so my opponent is smart. They were able to figure that out. I can trade with this. We have another Dryad here. What is it, divide for 1 versus 2? Because I know fetch lets you combo kill with an amulet. What are you talking about, Saint Elmo? Yeah, if you're playing Battlements, I think that you have to play that. And if you're playing not Battlements, also my opponent tapped wrong, and now they can't cycle clearing. If you're not playing Battlements and you're playing Bodo's Garrison instead, then you can actually use that, yeah. Yeah. They figure that out now. So if you're playing Battlements, that means that you want to be building your deck to make Dryad better, at which point you probably want to make sure that you can maximize on Dryad and you want to make room for a second Valakut. Another Mantis Rider is very scary. It means that we have this turn to draw exactly Valakut. We can draw Valakut or we can draw... We can draw Valakut or we can draw Tolari West. Either one of those draws and we win. Because we can just clear my opponent's entire board. And we also have instant speed interaction if my opponent draws another Mantis Rider. So Valakut or Tolari West right here. That one doesn't do it. Man, I've been losing to double Metal Mage a lot already today. See, my opponent is also on the triple on the triple mags of the moon sideboard plan. We want this, we want these, and this one. We cut these, we cut this. Yeah, I think I want to do something like this. Collector Roof could be interesting if explosives weren't a big part of my plan. But this and this are not. Like slowing down Vial can be pretty irrelevant sometimes. But explosives is kind of like my main plan in the matchup, really. This is when you see me think again of the really bad versus Uro decks. That was my understanding as well. Every time I've seen somebody streaming like an Uropile deck, like I've seen like Harry streaming Uropiles and they get and he gets paired against humans and he like absolutely demolishes them, like not even close. But more hands that don't do anything. Gonna go down to 5. Keep bottom this and this. It's not an exciting hand. It's not even really a good hand. But it is a hand with a plan. The guys blessing the sideboard. It's actually been surprisingly good. You got paired against Mill 3 times on Friday. And my only loss was when I naturally drew the Gaia's Blessing. That was the only time that I lost. It was rough. See, humans in one spirit made it to the top 8 this weekend. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, you can just go check the results. Are they posted? I think they were posted. Yeah, all the challenge results are there. Mono red prowess. Jund got 2nd place. Jeez. Then blue white spirits without any new cards. They're not even playing the card that makes spirits actually good. So if I play the amulet right now, we have to play Sanctuary in order to play Dryad. That's probably the line. So now we can transmute, and if we want to, we can also explosives for 2 and crack it. So that's not bad. This what is this, Reflector Mage? That is kind of annoying, but it's not the worst thing ever. The only annoying thing is that it delays my transmuting. Let's go with this. Skills can really influence the power of humans against blue soup, freebooters, and melee mage are bad cards if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah, for sure. That's certainly true. They have an aggro hand. That really sucks. So how much would we be taking here? This is 8, 10. We actually have to crack. Okay, so Titan off the top. How can somebody be this unlucky, right? Here, play here, float, tap for blue, play this, transmute, summon respect, cross fingers. Why not play Lurrus West there? Because I need to transmute that to Lurrus West eventually, and if I play it out, that means that I'm gonna need to be using one of my bounce triggers to bounce the T-West, and I want to be using that to bounce my fountain so I can gain 2 more life. Hope that answers the question. They have melee mage here though, so I just tapped the wrong mana, so I can't really beat melee mage here. But I also couldn't transmute for Valakut because I just don't have enough lands. So I need to just go for Titan, and I just have to go for broke and just cross my fingers, hoping that my opponent doesn't have either Freebooter nor Meddling Mage. Because I can't beat those. Oh. Okay. Well, I can beat this. Play will get rewarded, I guess. Always yes, always yes, always heal. Is Titan even or favored against humans? Depends on... That was a multi 5, by the way. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. It depends on how good your opponent... How good the humans player is at drawing exactly Meddling Mage, or as we learned in the previous match, multiple Magus of the Moon. What's up, JC? How's it going? Qué roto que está este deck. Nah, no está tan roto. Puede competir. Es uno de los más tier que puede jugar. So we have access to explosives. We have access to Dryad. We have Amulet. I think I'm gonna keep this. We're a little bit low on ramp because this is not really a Dryad. What I mean is that that's a very good draw, actually. Okay, so this is gonna be bad against my opponent having exactly Kitesail Freebooter, but I need to get ahead. I need to get ahead, and Stacy does exactly that. So here, how's the line performance so far? Very good, Vittorio. It's been pretty solid so far. Yeah, this is the early Meddling Mage is not that good. Like, oddly enough, right now, probably naming Amulet is the best thing that my opponent can do, and it's still not that good. Huh. What What if I back for Dryad here? We pay for back to an upkeep. We have a Dryad into play. I think that's the play. I think that's the play. And we don't lose to... Damping Sphere because we can vial this in on my upkeep in response to the pack trigger. Watching your streams to be my biggest impairment to actually getting my homework done. My bad, JC. My bad. Magus of the Moon incoming. If my opponent has Magus, that's fine. Like, we can't beat Magus regardless, right? There's no way for us to beat Magus here. And in fact, I struggled to beat Magus even more on the previous turns, on the subsequent turns. Castle. We still need one more land. One, two, three, four, five, six. We get to play the explosives on two, but we don't get to crack it. Is that good enough? Yeah, I think I might actually want to transmute forward to Lurrus, so I'm just gonna let my opponent tap here. Is it Ritual Line in the deck? You tell me. The Insurgent of Humans, what I like first, but love right now. Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that I would like to make room for, but like anything that you put into the deck, you're cutting something else. Something has to give. You just have to choose. Eon 1 is a plan on this board? No. Eon 1 is not a plan on this board. Because as soon as I kill this, like the game ends, right? So the priority is always to kill Melee Mage. We don't care about all of this other stuff that my opponent's doing. Yeah, Freebooter is irrelevant at this point. Good thing that I played around. So, good thing that I didn't transmit for explosives and I exposed it to this. So, any land is good. Balaguer or explosives are actual GGs right now, if I top deck either one of those. So those are my best draws. And even if I don't draw any of those, we're still in okay shape here. Is it as if the middle rising probability? Yes. Well, that's good. I think that one might be good enough, chat. I think that one might be just good enough. That's a lot of mana, yep. That is indeed a lot of mana. So, what do we got here? So this is 10 mana, down to 7 to transmute, down to 2. Down to 7 to transmute, down to 5 to play explosives, down to 3 to crack. So I guess I need to use all my land drops here. But yeah, we actually have lethal. Yeah, we did have multiple game-winning draws here. This one is just the flashiest, which is some good value, of course. We even get to double Titan. I can never help myself when I'm in these scenarios. Green. I can never help myself, and I always kill all of their board. Alright, 3 and 2. The mediumest of leagues. That was a 1 hour and 13 minutes league, so that's probably like one of the fastest leagues I've ever played with Amulet. Probably ever. Probably since I started streaming, I don't think I've ever played such a quick league. We played against like... We even played some 3-game matches and everything. Eh, I'll take it, I guess. Okay, so... Two humans, one Ponza, one mono white hammer time. They definitely had some kind of combo going on there, for sure. And then the other one that we also 2-0'd was... I can't remember what it was. But we also won pretty quickly. Do we want to make room for Fire Spout? I honestly don't think that we can really afford to play Fire Spout. We just don't have enough red sources. We could play a Triumph instead of the second Breeding Pool. Not sure how much I like that though. Yes, Zendikar Cards worth it. Oh yes, yes it is. I think I'm just gonna run it back again. I mean, I like the list so far. Alright. Thank you for watching, folks. I will be back for another league very, very soon. Bye-bye. Like and subscribe.